All souls and hits and oldies. Magic. Let's go. Mama said there'll be days just like this. What's good with everybody? I appreciate you so much. Come on. As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like, share this content on this early episode brought to you by Law Nation Sports. Come on. Let me see if I can centerize myself. I think I need to go a little bit more this way. Yeah. We're going to talk about linebackers. You know, the thing that we need help at. Salute to you and you. Yep. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation roll? Let's go. Come on. Who running? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here? Shout out to you and you. Come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this.
All right.
Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's good? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. As we talk about this, first and foremost, man, let's give a shout out to Q and Coda Films, baby. Ooh, they in the house, man. Man, we got some real ones in the house. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be sure to check out Q and Coda Films, man. They don't do a good job at all. They don't do a good job at all. They don't. They do a great job. So check them out. They got a lot of things that's about to happen, and we may be rubbing some elbows down the line. So I don't want to outspeak my wisdom teeth. You know how that goes. But I want to dive in here and talk about some of the things that we got working on as far as the Cowboys linebacker room. I did a post a couple of days ago, and I said this would look like this if you move Michael Parsons over to Mike linebacker. Some people bought into it. Some people are like, come on, man. What Boosie at? What Boosie in there, man? What Boosie at? Some people like, Law, come on, man.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
But, you know, when you start to look at the complete picture, linebackers are the quarterback of the team. They get things going in the right direction. They make sure that, hey, your safety is in the right spot. They make sure that your defensive front is shifted in the right spot. They make sure that you got A gap, B gap. All of that stuff is secured, right? And on top of that, they would absolutely tell the DB on the outside, press him. You know, you got inside leverage. You know, we're going to go hook to flat. We're going to make sure that when it's time for me to get to the edge, I'm going to beat my feet and get there. That is what Fred Warner did to us last week, baby. Fred Warner took anything that was in the middle of the field away from Dak Prescott. And I was thinking that, you know, Fred Warner is athletic, but he ain't Michael Parsons athletic. Man, Michael Parsons is a 4-3 beast, and he would do crazy. I'm talking about crazy gorilla glue type of stuff, crazy in the middle of the field. Nevertheless, we needed an edge rusher. Let me say this again. We needed an edge rusher, and Michael Parsons by far is one of the better edge rushers in the National Football League. But let's contextualize it. Let's put some context to this nature right here. Shout out to you. He will be our version of Fred Warner. Not saying that we're going to try to recreate the wheel here. We took safety and made them linebackers. We took a linebacker and made them defensive edge guys. What's going to happen is that over a period of time, those guys will work, but that's what we call hybrid looks. And when it's time to have the physicality, or when it's time to have mano-a-mano, man versus man, strength versus strength, you're going to have some, you're going to have some drop-offs from there. You're going to have some, maybe, just maybe, your guy is going to be more quicker, but he's not going to be as strong. if I can put that into those contexts, right? Marquise Bell, yes, he can give you linebacker play, but he's 205 pounds. You know, his NFL weight may say 215, but he's like 205 playing linebacker. It will work because you are faster. When you up on a league on someone and teams are trying to pass, that will work. But at 205, hey, man, you small mouse in the house, right? You're going to eventually get bounced up out of there, right? And then when you take a linebacker like a Parsons, who's literally, he went from, you know, they say he's 255, but if you see him, he's more like 235, 240. And you put that on the LOS. For reference, Khalil Mack can give you Parsons type of production on the edge. He's 270, right? So those are difference in weight classes. Now, he can win, right? But when it's time for him to go up against a Trent Williams, hey, you know, y'all know how it goes, man. You go up against Trent Williams at 235, 240, and you think you're going to move some stuff out the way. It's literally. And teams can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's literally move them out the way. So my thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is it's okay to play some edge rushing type of stuff, right? But you got to also look at the bigger picture. Now, is Dan Quinn's scheme and philosophy flawed? To a degree, when we have running quarterbacks, we are very undisciplined. Right? Now that we're seeing that if we are stubborn to a key and we try to match strength on strength, that is a problem. And I would say this upcoming game, because, you know, last week we got our ass whooped. Okay, we got that. Yeah. Matrix says, Black says, we're too cute. I get all of that, and we understand. We do at times look a little too cute. And there's nothing wrong with being too cute. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time for you to roll your sleeves up, you know what I'm saying, get into the battles of things, hey, you exposed now, right? You exposed. And what happened here, ladies and gentlemen, is this right here, ladies and gentlemen. What happened here ultimately was the fact that when Trayvon Diggs went down, right? We talking about interior guys now, right? Trayvon Diggs went down. My guy, Deron Bland, who's a 4-4 guy, or some can say he's a 4-3 guy. He's a physical corner. He was playing down inside the slot. You lose all of that. So you lose a lot of speed. On top of that, you lose man-to-man capabilities. And now Bland moved to the outside, and now you inserting Jordan Lewis inside. Jordan Lewis had a great game, well, decent game last game. But he's not a 4-3 guy, nor is he the tackling guy like a Bland, right? So you lose a little bit of that. So that was my whole notion of give the Denver Broncos a first and a third, right? And see what they say for Patrick Surtain. They got the 31st or the 32nd defense right now. If the Broncos lose tonight in an embarrassing fashion tonight, there could be a strong chance that whoever pick up the phone first and say, hey, you know, we will offload this for you. But this is what Cowboy fans got to understand. You ain't going to win all the time by trying to go low. You're going to have to get rid of something to receive something. So what we like to do is like the Lord of the Rings, what that little ugly little thing, precious is rings. You want to hold on to things. You can't hold on to everything. You're going to have to make the wonderful. Shout out to Uncle Charles. You know, shout out to him. Appreciate all of y'all that's tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and share and subscribe. But you're going to have to make the sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice sometimes. Let me repeat. Sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice something to get things that you want. And it may not work out for you. But sometimes when you sacrifice the universe, the world opens up for you. So that's what I'm saying. Like it could be Marshawn Lattimore. It could be Patrick Surtain. It can be any other DB that you can go out there and get. And you see what happened with my guy, Stephon Gilmore. He's a damn good corner, but speed is what he's lacking. So you can't use him like you use other DBs in this particular system. He got to play bump and run. He got to be physical with you at the LOS. Those things are necessary. You can't have him playing off-man coverage because that's not in his bag, right? Speed is not in his bag right now. He's on the back end of his career. And shout out to him. I still like Gilly. He's a whole lot better than what we had before. But Gilly without Trayvon Diggs now and without our interior now, those going to always be issues. Those going to always be issues. I'm going to turn it to Dr. Umar. Those going to always be issues. Those going to always be issues, right? So to combat against that, yeah, Dan Quinn is in love with Big Nickel, right? Meaning that you have two linebackers out there on the field. And I was thinking that maybe you move Parsons down in the middle of the field. You keep my guy Damone Clark on the field to be on the edge there, or you vice versa. And one of the things that you can always trick quarterbacks with is who's the mic. With Parsons now in the middle of the field, right, you can manipulate a lot of things because you can convert that into big dime, right? You can convert that still into big nickel. And on top of that, you can disguise the mic. All quarterbacks read from high to low. And all got to identify the mic because that's where you're going to get your blocks up front. Whether it's going to be squeezing through A gap, B gap, or do you got C gap contained, right? So when you start thinking about this, you can disguise the mic. Parsons could be shooting through A gap now, or Parsons could be right before the snap, come down on edge, right? And you can kick my guy Damone Clark back at Mike. You see, so you can do manipulations with that. And on top of that, if you want to keep J. Lou out there, he could be your robber, or your boy J. Rock can be your robber. You see what I'm saying? So those are things that you can start doing now when you have an athletic Mike linebacker or middle linebacker. Right? So you guys give it what I'm saying. I hope you do. Hogs, appreciate you, man. We know why is the difference between Dak and Josh Allen. Yeah, both of them don't have Super Bowls. that's the semblance for both guys. Prescott will be traded or released because Lance and Parsons will be the highest paid. Well, I said this, and I know most people want to talk about the quarterback. I don't even want to talk about the quarterback, but y'all forced me to talk about the quarterback. Todd France's contract that he have with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys organization and franchise got the Cowboys by the short hairs. One can argue and say got them by the balls, right? So even when Dak Prescott have a bad game, all he had to do is just squeeze him. Squeeze him. He got a no-trade clause on his contract, and he's holding them. You know what I'm saying? So it's a ransom type of thing. You can't get rid of Dak Prescott even if you want to. Nobody's willing to take a $60 million cap hit. Nobody's going to do that. It's easy to talk about somebody else's money, but shoot, when it's your money, shoot. I just bought this car. Hey, man, it's time to take it to the shop. No, man, you mean to tell me I got to pay more? No, I might well, and old folks say, ride it till the wheels fall off. And that's what the Cowboys got to do. Those are the realities of it, baby. So the best thing that Dak Prescott camp can do and the Jones administration, as far as how this thing can all play out, is ride these next, 12 games out and see what he can do. Now, either he can burn you, or he can, you can just see what the reality of it and say, all right, we didn't do what we supposed to do. Therefore, we're going to release you before, I guess, that deadline next year and take the $34 million hit or what have you and elevate someone else up. But outside of that, this would be a knee-jerk reaction, your team 3-2 right now, to say, all right, we're going to put Cooper Rush in. And truth be told, Trey Lance still trying to learn the playbook. You just got to just ride this one out. Don't listen to the 4-ladder, 3-ladder network and have you thinking that, hey, this team is upside down, because we haven't lost back-to-back games, knock on wood, in 2 years. Don't you know how hard that is to do? To lose back-to-back games, haven't lost a back-to-back game in 2 years. That's a long time, ladies and gentlemen. And the Cowboys 12-5, 12-5. So coaching got to do something with that. We haven't done that since the 90s. It's been 30 years since we did something like that. So I get it. When we lose, it's the end of the world. But when we win, it's like, hey, they'll move the goalposts. Because if last week the Cowboys beat the 49ers, it would have been the narrative. The Cowboys done won the Super Bowl. They don't have to play another game. So y'all got to learn how to fan, man. Sure, stick with it. And my guy says, I don't even see us eating 34 million. Look, we don't like to lose. We'll hold on to that tooth as long as possible. The dentist can be saying, hey, they got to extract the tooth, Jerry. Jerry gonna hold on to that tooth. Nah, man, that tooth was with me since birth. I'm gonna keep that tooth. That's a long tooth. I'm gonna keep that tooth. They're not finna extract nothing. So y'all gonna have to either move on from this team for those who don't like the quarterback, or just wait it through. Hey, whatever you say is gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If you're negative thinking, it's gonna happen. Appreciate you. Only you're crazy Instagram name. Chargers is not gonna be easy. None of these games easy. Like I said, let's not make this a Parsons versus Rashawn Slater game. Rashawn Slater is one of their better offensive linemen. Move Parsons around like chess piece. Newsflash, you can do that if, and the operative word if, you move Parsons still at Mike. You can still move him around like chess piece. You can shoot through the A gap. You can play off the edge. You can still blitz him at times, and he just won't be relegated to one side. Then you will get Sam Williams more involved. Sam Williams, people act like Sam Williams was a 4th or 5th round draft pick. We spent high draft capital, not low, but high draft capital for Sam Williams. 2nd round draft pick ain't nothing to sneeze at. And he's on the bench as a rotational guy. No, get him out there on the field. Last year he had 267 snaps, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. So put him out there on the field. Keep D-Law out there, and you got Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler. If anything, we got too many edge rushers, right? Too many. All of those boys can't play at one time. So what you do is you spread the wealth around. Of course, 4 to 6 weeks LVE will be out. It's going to take a ramp-up time for Rashaan Evans to get there and to understand his defense, so it's going to take some time for him to get out there on the field. You don't want him to be inserted in and don't know where to go, right? Don't know where the restroom at, right? So you got to take your time, So I know we want things. We want instant. We live in a microwave society. We live in McDonald's society. Everybody want it right now. They want to have it their way. But life don't work that way. Slowly move these things around. Hey, I know Parsons, look, we know the play. Come on, man. We ain't blind to the fact. You know what I'm saying? We know the play. Linebackers don't get paid like edge rushers. NFL is not for long. And if I can play edge, give me edge. Give me that doggone Bosa contract. He's fighting for that. Shoot, I'll be fighting for that too to this day. Yes, indeed. Is Rashaan playing this week? Nah, I think that he's signed to the practice squad, Y'all can help me out. Is he signed to the practice squad? I don't think he's to the 53. So when we look at this linebacker room, we got Tyrus Wheat. We also have Malik Jefferson. And then we have Damone Clark. We all razor blade thin at linebacker, by the way. We got rid of Devin Harper, who I think that should be still here, but that's a whole nother conversation. And we're going to have to improve that LB room. Look, nobody likes a linebacker until you need one, right? Look, Ray Lewis, Parsons got Ray Lewis type of capabilities. Some can argue better. He just don't hit as hard as Ray, but he got Ray Lewis capabilities. It's equivalent to the Ravens saying, hey, Ray Lewis, since y'all don't have edge rushers, which they really didn't have dominant edge rushers, we're going to move you down on the line. Nah, man, shoot. Ray still played in the middle of the field. He was considered a smaller size linebacker, but when you came across that middle, that was a toll fee. You had to pay for that. Yeah. Michael was going to get paid regardless, but we know how the wee-woo gang goes with payments, We know how that goes. There are certain categories that you have to pay players depending on what statute or position that they play. Safeties don't get paid cornerback money, right? We just know that. Linebackers don't get paid edge rushers money. We just know that, right? So they're just the flow, ebbs and flow. Guards don't get paid tackle money, right? We know that, Kickers don't get paid quarterback money. That's just how it goes. It's business. It's law of diminishing rates of return. Look, the running back don't get wide receiver money, right? So that's just how that goes. So if you are a scat back running back and if you trying to get them coins, hey, I'm a slot receiver, man. I'm a slot wide out, man. Y'all ain't finna wee-woo me, man. Y'all are not finna only pay me $6 to $7 million, right? Running backs are a dying breed in the National Football League. One can argue that linebackers are the running backs as far as pay on the defense. That's why nobody want to be a linebacker. Nah, man, give me safety, man. Give me safety. Safeties, I believe, get paid more than linebackers. Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you for jumping in. Just doing a quick Q&A, but at the same time, Dak has to see his wide receivers being covered by the linebacker. Yeah, here's my situation with Dak Prescott, and I would say this, and objectively speaking, by the way. Have you ever first started to drive cars or what have you, or your automobile, and you got your mom and them's in the car? That's how Dak Prescott is playing to me. Don't shank me with the butter knife, y'all. Don't shank me over here, but that's just what it is. That's what I'm saying. Don't shame me. Get my coffee break.
Shame.
That's what I see. He got mama names in the car with him. You know what I'm saying? The driver, Ed, doggone teacher in the car with him. Put both hands on the steering wheel. Do you got your seatbelt on? Hey, do you have your seat pulled all the way up? Hey, this is school zone. Hey, the school ain't even on right now, but the school zone. You going 30 into 25. You know what I'm saying? He need to play like Mississippi State Dak. He need to play like, hey, this is his team. He don't need to be checking and balancing and answering to someone else. No. If you the leader of this team, then be the lead. You say, yeah, mom, or yeah, coach, or whoever. But this is my whip, man. I'm gonna hold my seat back. I'm gonna put one hand on the steering wheel. This is me. Yes, indeed. So he need to start playing like that. And y'all know, if some people say, hey, man, Law over there, he's a protector of Dak. Come on, man. Those are realities. We've seen, like, what's that movie, Space Jump? Come on, man. Somebody took him. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at it like this. I seen this quarterback throw for 37 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. I seen this quarterback throw a wide receiver open. I seen this quarterback climb the pocket, go through his progressions, hit a doggone drag route, hit a receiver on a drag route, audible to play, keep the ball himself and run it in. Boy, this boy playing like he been with I can't say this still too early. Hold on. It's way too early. It's way too early. I don't want y'all young kids to hear me say that. But so he need to play with confidence, man. Broncos rumored moving on from Frank Clark. You think we should make a move on him? Once again, man, we got too many edges, man. Can he play interior? We got too many edge rushers, man. That's just how that goes. Dak need to get his confidence back. Yes, Wolfpack, I agree with that. He got to get his confidence back. Look, sometimes too many options could be a bad one. Let me say this again. Sometimes too many options can be a bad one. One more time. Sometimes too many options can be a bad one. Find you a bread and butter play. Find you a bread and butter play. If CeeDee Lamb, because right now they dogging, they taking all type of shots at CeeDee Lamb. If CeeDee Lamb is going to be your wide receiver that you know you can count on in a pinch, then let him be. Don't give a dog what the coach and staff. They said they had, we dial up 4 plays for CeeDee Lamb, 4 targets. Bull sugar. This dude is in a contract year. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott should be staying in the same house. Them dudes should be on the same page. Them dudes should say, I don't care if they bring Tupac and Biggie climbing out of the grave to put on y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to my guy. Shout out to my guy Michael Gallup, but he ain't CeeDee Lamb. So find you a bread and butter guy, man. And if it's not CeeDee Lamb, make friends with your tight end. Your tight end will always be your best friend. And right now, Luke Schoonmaker, he's still wet behind the ear. He ain't on the same page. And Dak ain't on the same page with him. That's how you establish confidence. That's how you establish confidence. It can be the same old play, wear that play out. Do it until they stop it ultimately. Go back to it. They would be surprised. I didn't think he would do that. Zang, that same play. God dog, he did it again to me. Do it again. My guy, it says, plot twisted. West Coast offense. Lance is West Coast. QB who runs ready or read options. Laugh a lot. I feel you, man. Hey, hey. We got a couple more minutes, but I would say this though, ladies and gentlemen, that the Dallas Cowboys got to figure out how to get my guy Cooks going, right? You didn't bring him in just to be a decorative piece, like an ornament on a Christmas tree, right? Without the lights on it, So figure out a way to get him in. But like I said, find you a bread and butter play though. Can't have too many options. And right now, speaking of that, coaches always say this: if they are the same, then play the young guy. We like Michael Gallup. We like what he brings to the table, but the separation from him and my guy Jalen Tolbert is not that far. It's not that far. It's kind of literally like almost like this. So we need to have a big game coming up this week on Monday night. I'm just going to yell out some all-stars that they got. They got Ashantae Samuel Jr. He ain't no one to sneeze at. They got Derwin Trinidad James. He ain't nothing to sneeze at. Their defense may be ranked 28th or something like that, 15th. I think their defense like 26th, 28th. But I don't give a dog about that. That could be the Kellen Moore effect, them just paying no attention to the defense and throwing. But their defense, they got some guys over there, man. They got Bosa, Joey Bosa over there. And I'm quite sure that the other Bosa called each other and said, hey, this is what you got to do. And they got Murray, the Kenneth Murray, shout out to him, OU. They got Kenneth Murray over there who's going to be their interior guy as far as the linebacker play. And they got Khalil Mack, return of the Mack, who had 6 sacks last game. Last game had 6 sacks. So you're going to have to figure out how to slow that down just a little bit, just a tad bit. You're going to have to slow that down. I would say run at Bosa. So this should be a game. Don't run away from him, run at him. But the only conundrum is that, you got Khalil Mack on the other side. And Terrence Steele, we can all see that he's not the same Steele that he was before the injury. And it may take him a little bit. But he's not playing terrible bad, but he ain't the same, right? The injuries is a real thing, right? It's not an injury, but it's a recovery is a real thing. It's a realism thing, right? So Khalil Mack is like, all right, I'm licking my chops because the other guy's going to be occupied with Bosa. We're going to have to figure out a way to slow that defense down, right? As far as their offense, Justin Herb is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. But Brock Purdy is in a better system, right? So if Justin Herbert watched last game, he's sitting there saying, and this is not me fear talking, y'all. I'm just saying that this is just me giving you guys the objectivity. Objectively speaking, he's going to look at that tape and he's going to say, okay, Palmer, I know he can get separation on Gilmore, right? Palmer is a hell of a fast wide receiver. Keenan Allen, who's been a dog on their team, they ain't finna go back and forth. Is he a slot guy? Is he an outside guy? That joker is inside the slot, and he going to cut you like a Ginzu blade, right? And we don't have Trayvon Diggs to slow him down like we did last time we seen him, right? So we going to have to make sure we on our P's and Q's because this is like a quasi-revenge game. Kellen Moore versus Mike McCarthy. This is what this is, Monday night, prime time game. So we going to have to bring everything. And we all know that this game is the last game before we go into our bye week. Ain't nobody want to hear us moaning and crying for 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying, before we can get a chance to see a Cowboys play again, right? So we just got to be ready. Dak Prescott got to stay focused. Hey, tell mom and them and then whoever else, Pops, whoever else in the car with you, backseat drivers, all the people, get out. I'm riding this thing solo. You know what I'm saying? Me and my homie, Tony Pollard. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to have to take control of this wheel and drive the car like they supposed to drive it and get things going the best way possible, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe. And that way we can be ready for these 2 weeks to be getting things going the best way possible. Ain't that right? Because if not, come on, y'all. Y'all know how this goes. Let's get it.
Ain't nobody calling me.
Run the ball.
Texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still in ball?
We got to be ready, baby. Come on.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still in
We still them boys over there. Y'all use to check on me, man. Come on.
I'm still in ball.
I'm still them boys over here.
Hey, I'm still them boys.
Come on, y'all. Come on, choir.
Oh, I'm still them boys. Them boys.
If you still them boys,
I'm still them boys.
put still them boys in the chat. Come on, come on.
I'm still.
Where you at?
I'm still them boys. Yeah. I'm still them boys.
Come on. Call and check on Law, man. My phone been dry.
Them boys. Them boys. Them boys. Them boys. Them boys. Them boys. Them boys.
Woo! I love it, baby.
Them boys. Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor.
Come on, come on.
I'm still them boys.
What's good?
Yeah, I'm still them boys.
One more time. Come on. Appreciate y'all, man, so much. So if y'all still them boys, man, be them boys, man. Don't let the 4-letter, 3-letter network balled you up and spit you out. Check my last post on Instagram about the drought season. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make it about us, and that's okay. I just don't want us to be like one of those teams that when you all of a sudden you hear, you get to running. No. The gun haven't even shot off yet. And you running, man. I need some guys that's still them boys ready to fight, man. So come on, let's get ready. Monday night, win, lose, or draw. Let's get on up out of here. One love, Cowboy Nation. Hey, y'all already know, man. When I leave, I always love to leave with a positive message, man. You know, regardless of whether or not it feels or rock your soul or whatever it may happen with that. But I want to tell you guys, shoot, when the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. No. We ain't finna fold up like a wallet nor a lawn chair. You see, the opposition want to see you sweat. They want to see you fighting each other. They want to say, hey, you see, them Cowboys for 27 years saying that it's their year, right? Hey, for 27 years. But nobody contextualized that we had Dave Campo for 2 years, you know what I'm saying? I think for 3, 5-11, then they realized, let's get rid of this dude, right? I forgot about Shane Gailey was in the mix. We also had Bill Parcells. That was the last good coach we had. And then we kept Wade Phillips for 2, got rid of him. He never had a losing season till his time expired. But in the confines of that, we had 13 collective years of Jason Garrett. And somebody's yelling out, hey, Law, those are excuses. Well, bull sugar. Let me know where he's coaching at. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what lead of groups of guys that he was going to be able to help lift up that Lombardi trophy. And now that we got a coach who had a terrible year in the pandemic, right? Everybody had a terrible year during that time frame. And then for back-to-back 12-5, and now we lose against the 49ers, all is lost. No. We're figuring things out. You got to be hungry. PhD, poor, hungry, and determined. Mindset, mentality. You got to get this thing out of the mud one way or another. And now you've been knocked down. What you gonna look when it's time for you to stand tall? Are you gonna run? Are you going to hide? Are you going to fold up like a wallet or a lawn chair? The Super Bowl is not won in week 5, nor week 6 or 7 or 8. Hell, the only Super Bowl that Mike McCarthy won, he had to sneak into the playoff. And he had one of the better quarterbacks that we've seen on this side of Mississippi in a long time. That guy haven't been back in 13 to 14 years since then. So it's not easy. But write this down. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and scarcity, with faith, hope, and confidence and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, guess what? With the help of Almighty, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Damn.
Shout out to you. I see you, Craven Cowboy. Y'all be sure to check her out. Let's go. Let's go. Give me my theme music on my way out, baby. Hey, let's get it. Come on.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
That boy said glory. One love, baby. Shout out to you.
I just wanna run it up.
I just want to run it up, man. Come on. Hey. Come on. We up out, baby.
I've been really in the field.
Shoot the haters down, baby.
I just wanna run it up.
I just want to run it up, man. That's all I want to do, man.
All I ask.
I just wanna run
Lay
it
your
up.
head on that pill at night.
Yeah.
So I gave you everything I had.
Yeah, everything I had.
Kinda check us on.
Where my dogs at? Come on. We up out.
Count that
Hey, we came on a mission to capture or kill.
What's up? I need them wands, baby. Come
I
on.
need that change to the safe, got blues inside.
Yeah.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still saying, roll my change, take some notes when I
Fertilize your
play,
brain.
charge
Come
it
on.
to the game.
Hey.
I'm with her,
We
yeah,
about
I'm with
one love,
T-Mac,
baby.
I'm with Reverend
Who
now.
will law?
I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch
We
sides
about.
off for the bag, and that's worth more to me.
Yeah.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment.
Come on.
You just rock what's on the shelf and